Hello everyone. Today I will be taking you through my Rhino multiplayer game. We will go through the fundamental basics of how the code works and the two game modes, single player and multiplayer. We will start off with single player. When we select it, the scene will open up with a level for one player to try out the game. The UI at the top shows the number of enemies that are in the level. As we can see, each player and all the enemies have their own health bars, which is used by UI sliders. So when we press the spacebar, we can fire bullets at the enemies, and when the bullets hit the enemies, the health bar slowly gets depleted. And when the enemy shoots back at us, our health bar will also deplete until there's no health left. If the player defeats all the enemies, they will win the game. But if they die and they don't defeat all the enemies, then a panel will pop up saying that you died, and the player can either replay the mission or go back to the main menu. So we have 8 enemies remaining. We killed 2 so far. And the bullet takes away 10% of the player's and enemy's health. So it's the same prefab used. The way I implemented these functions by using game objects and variables and assigning them to trigger for certain functions. Like the bullet prefab, for example, I used the get component and bullet controller, and I instantiate function to get the bullet precision and prefab. So to tell the script will tell where to fire, where the bullet will fire from the enemy, and the same thing with the player. Now our health bar's slowly decreasing, so we're almost about to die. We have 4 enemies left. Can we kill them all before we die? The enemy now the enemy collision and the range is equipped with a circle collider. So whenever the player is within the range of the circle collider, then the enemy will attack the player. So, and we lost all our health. We had 2 enemies left, and we died. So that's the single player mode. You can choose to replay it again and try to win. When you win, you won the game display panel will pop up after killing all 10 enemies. And so if we click onto main menu, it will take us back to the main menu. And now that's the single player mode. The next what we will do is multiplayer. Now moving on to multiplayer. I have built this game 3 times for more players to join in a room. As you can see, each player has a username for each screen, which is inscripted from the room info in the dictionary field in the multiplayer lobby. Now let us log in so then we can do a multiplayer. Now these panels represent a multiplayer lobby, and each player can choose to either create a room or join any random room. If they create a room, they'll become the host of that room. If there are no rooms available, a message will be printed to the Unity console, and list rooms means finding a room with enough players, and the player can join one of those rooms. So what we'll do is we'll create one room and have the other 2 players join that room. Let's call it party. Now we're officially hosting a room, and let's join Now let's make the other players join the room. Click this. Once each player has joined the room, the usernames will appear on the side. When the room is full, the host can start the game. So we have 3 players, and the maximum number of players is 4. So let's start the game. Once the multiplayer mode begins, the player will be spawned into a battle arena to move around and attack freely. So let us demonstrate. The aim of the multiplayer game is to get 3 points before the other players do. The health bar function works the same as just as the single player. The score the score the score UI is stored in the UI panel up top here, so the 3 players can see what their scores are. After the player loses all their health, the shooter will gain 1 point. So let me demonstrate here. And oh, the player's health just all the way just resetted. So now the player in the middle has 2 points. So this is like a fun collaborative multiplayer type game. Wonder who's gonna win this. Oh, and we have a winner. The second player here is the winner. Says has won the game, and it's game over. So that's how the multiplayer works. So the players can leave the game and host another room if they want to do a rematch. But we'll leave this game for now. So how this works, basically, in multiplayer mode, the level manager script keeps track of the player scores in the properties update method. And the health bar function works in the player script, which is inscripted already for the single player mode, and it has the same function just in multiplayer mode. One last thing I will show you is the list rooms. So if we create a room, we want to click list rooms, and as you can see, there's 1 out of 4 party, name party here, and there's 1 out of 4 rooms. So we can click join, and that will surely join as shown. But other than that, that's my multiplayer game. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.